Hello and welcome back to part 2, playing Dungeons 4 demo. Now we continue with mission number 3.
Talia was taken ever deeper into the lands by her stepbrother Tristan. They passed through the Hellwoods, a hotbed of demons.
Now we continue playing on hard level difficulty. And let's continue.
In the underground beneath the Hellwoods, Talia's stepbrother Tristan was tampering with the remains of a dungeon long thought forgotten. But the demonic evil's henchmen were hard on his heels and were also slogging their way through the underground. Tristan had no choice but to retreat.
My brothers! In your eyes I see the same fear that would lead me to despair. The day may come when the...
Tristan, you good-for-nothing imbecile! Can't you just shut up for once, or finally come up with a different speech? That's so... Hey! Are those my armies of evil? Here! Get me out of here so I can personally kick my stepbrother's butt! Go ahead! Finish them off! Give it to them! Push away past the expiry date cake, right in their faces!
Never! The power of magic flows through me! A magic barrier will keep those creatures at bay!
It seemed that Tristan did actually have some small knowledge of magic. His barrier was impenetrable to conventional attacks. Where magic was concerned, however, things looked just a little different. The spellbook perusing evil quickly set about tackling this problem underground.
Now we start with demons.
Resort to magic, it would first have to take care of the demons. It made perfect sense to have a vortex built to house demonic creatures.
Let's see what we have here. Demons love to eat a lot of gobblers and want to collect their wages on payday. Demon wounds automatically heal after a certain period of time, provided that they are not in battle. When a demon is killed, it can be resurrected at a portal in the vortex at a cost of evilness. If no portal exists, the demon is lost forever. Same as in the previous game. Let's see what we can research. More slots. We can play with the horde, we only can play with the demons. Vortex. Let's research that. This is room for the evilness. Let's add some more rooms.
Some parts of the underground were saturated with mana. Once dug up, this could be used to cast spells. The mana-addicted evil wanted to try this out as soon as possible.
Let's expand south and also here. To increase this room like this. And now vortex to add some demonic creatures. Inferno.
A new area has been
Geyser.
unearthed in the dungeon.
This geyser is a new unit. We already have some demons.
Had a vortex built. There, hired demons found shelter and a place to wait until they could be resurrected at the cost of evilness after an unforeseen demise.
To expand this vortex. But I'm going to fill this one. Well, doesn't matter, let's expand.
Stand fast, men! There may come a day when courage fails us, but it is not this day. On this day we fight! By all that you hold dear on this good earth, I call you to stand firm! Brothers of the kingdom! Let us lay waste to the dungeon! Attack!
You stole that speech. I've heard something very similar to that before.
That's beside the point. Those words inspired my men. The pen is mightier than the sword.
But weaker than a horde battle axe. It's just too bad that I can't be there to watch the show because I'm stuck in your stupid cage.
Let's see for the objectives. Reach Thalia, to build Arcanum and build a Gobbler farm. Just to collect this. Want to expand the farm building.
A new area of the dungeon has been discovered.
Workshop I'm going to build here. Like this.
Enemies are in the dungeon.
Let's buy some creatures. Now they can pass through this lava. We need more gold to research Dungeon Heart.
Doors in the dungeon not only reduced drafts, but could also stop heroes and other enemies in their tracks for a short time. They also increased the efficiency of rooms. It therefore made sense to have a door to close off a production room.
Let's fill this mana room. Build additional tiles. And we might place traps here. We are going to need a workshop. But we don't have enough gold, so we must wait for more gold. Let them collect this gold out here. And this we are going to leave for later use. And to close off here. still we can't collect gold. And we have more smutlings. And now to build workshop.
Payday!
Build it here and to add 2 of these machines. Later we are going to research more traps. We need 800 gold.
A new area has been unearthed in the dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Now I just added some doors to the most important
First door,
buildings for
adorn
now.
The dungeon. The grandiose evil not only use it to increase the efficiency of rooms or to stop enemies for a short
Let's
time,
attack
but
these
it can
enemies.
also lock doors to seal off areas for its subordinates.
We won't lock any doors for now. This might be also a new unit, like a sniper. And just to close this one. Now we are just going to wait for the gold to come. Arcane. To add that and to add here for vortex. We'll spend this one. Here it is going to be for arcane, for more mana buildings. So to add more tiles here to search for gold. We also have gold here.
area of the dungeon has been discovered.
And also we found additional gold vein. Let's block these passages here only to leave this one with a door.
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
We now with swamp rooms we also have these lava rooms. This is interesting, gives much needed refreshment building dungeon. Not just a straight line with rooms, but add something more. And now just to build more treasure rooms, and this one mana room here with 2 of these mana shrines. To add doors.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
The never-went-to-hogwash evil's little snot had built an arcanium. Should one of these droll little workers manage to find the time, mana would from now on be produced here.
We have a lot of mana, a lot of evilness, just we need more gold. Let's spam this one. We might use it for something. And to fill these gaps here. To add a door here. Here. This is Spell Demon Portal. I like this spell. I always used it in Dungeons 3 when I needed to quickly return to Dungeon Heart when inside the dungeon. Let's lock this room.
Oh,
You start mining here. And let's collect our creatures to move them outside. This camp here is closest. Now they just need to destroy this patrol. And the first hero camp is destroyed. Soon.
The researching evil had unlocked some spells that were now accessible through the spell menu. With a few casual gestures, the disembodied evil attentively cast one of the spells. The gallant evil had now gained access to a number of spells. Create resources, for example, allowed toolboxes or gobblers to quickly be created as if out of thin air. In keeping with his childlike disposition, the amused evil immediately tried this out. The spoiled evil had discovered a few stray demons who were all too willing to join his dark army. Of all things, these were stuck in a rather awkward position. The perplexed evil pondered how to go about it. The childish evil's eyes glowed with joy as it successfully used the Create Resources spell. This would allow stocks to be filled even without decent production.
Hey, Tristan, favorite, because only stepbrother. See my troops marching over there? I think they're gonna make short work of you.
Don't get your hopes up too soon, stepsister. My barrier and my men will stop them. We got what we wanted here, and we'll soon be on the road again.
Creatures, get me the hell out of here already! Come on, get a move on! Save me, free me, sign petitions demanding my release!
A little snot set about generating mana in the Arcanium to make it available to the spell-wielding evil. Heroes had entered the dungeon, while the arsonist evil was marching its army around the overworld. Thanks to the demonic portal spell, creatures could instantly be sent back to the dungeon from the overworld. The ingenious evil had managed to return the scattered demons safely back to the dungeon by means of a spell.
Just to take care of these enemies attacking the dungeon. And we continue attacking the overworld. And to add some more traps.
Your portal is under attack.
No, that's not a big deal. Let's increase this building trap production. And let's build additional Gobo farm.
Your portal is under attack. A gold vein is almost exhausted.
Let's see about creatures.
You have unearthed a new area in the dungeon. Your demonic portal is under attack.
Let's continue with the assault.
An arcane tear had appeared very close to the absurd evil's armies. These magical anomalies were not uncommon in the area and promised great power to those who knew how to use them. The creatures knew but one way to deal with these. The corrupting evil had captured an arcane tear. New power flowed through it, giving it the ability to now cast the meteor rain spell. As luck would have it, there was a group of heroes nearby who made worthy targets.
And we finish with this group. Oh no, this is another one. Let's solve them. And continue attacking. And here we are going
Payday!
to build
Creatures are collecting their pay.
more treasure rooms.
The arcane tear's power could now be used by the spell-casting evil.
We got more evilness. Now on level 2 arrows knots move faster. Increases core capacity by 50. Just we need more gold for this. And this is another camp. Let's use this just to destroy this camp. Next I'm going to recruit this one to see what unit is this. Flying guy like demon.
A
Prefers to
gold vein has
gaze
been mined out.
at things rather than behold them. Let's collect this evilness. No, we already have maximum.
can't believe you really did all that.
The merciless evil's army had reached the magical barrier. A spell would sweep it away. While the Cruciatus intoning evil was making its way through the protective barrier, Talia and Tristan continued upon their way.
Tristan, beloved brother, would you be so kind as to open this cage door for me? There is no need for us to argue.
Step-brother, and I simply cannot forgive you for slaying our foster father. Not to mention half of the good people of the country.
Only half? Ha! I mean, all that just kind of happened. I don't know how exactly it could all go so wrong either.
You put Tanos' head on a spear!
He bloody well deserved it! Time and again, I had to suffer insults from him and his henchmen simply because of my origins, as if all dark elves were evil.
You killed hundreds of heroes, slew Father's companions, and put Father's head on a spear!
They made me do it. It's society's fault.
We destroy this large group of enemy forces, and for this one we are going to use Meteor Shower later. Let them just stay here.
Payday!
We might get closer. Yep. And this camp here.
Tristan, I finally understand. I behaved poorly. If you let me out now, I vow to do better.
Really?
Of course not, you imbecile! I'd give you a wedgie worse than I ever gave you in our entire childhood. One you'd still be telling your grandchildren about, provided you can still have children and grandchildren at all afterwards.
Destroy this arcane tier. We have a lot of enemies helping, but we also have a lot of traps.
The magic using evil had conquered an arcane tear. Armed with that captured power, it could now use the Mana Shield spell.
And to destroy this camp, Heroes Hall. You continue moving. And these heroes are almost done. They probably are not going to reach the heart. Let's continue destroying everything. There might be more heroes coming. heroes. Let's send demons forward.
Talia,
Come on, these
I
are
wish you would change your
alive.
ways. Remember back when we were children and would play together by the creek?
And you threw me in?
You dropped a bee's nest on my head first.
Oh, that's right. I remember the way your head swelled up like a melon.
Have a cannon. We're just going to wait here. I might wait for mana. Now to destroy this cannon tower.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
And now that we recreated portal, we are going to bring the other demons to attack. And to destroy this one. This remaining arcane there. Have more heroes incoming in the dungeon. A
The
large group of
spell-wielding
them.
evil had seized an arcane tear. The newfound magic allowed it to now use a spell to summon the Prince of Hell.
Prince of Hell. We're going to summon him later. To destroy these pointiers here. And now we have two ballista towers.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
We're going to deal later with them, or we might summon this demon prince.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
Prince of Hell. He should take care of that.
There's my army. Time for you to die, stepbrother. Go, my creatures! Grab them, run them down, rub hot chili sauce in their eyes, and get me out of this damn cage!
My brothers! In your eyes, I see.
You're not going to repeat that same old crap again, are you? Are you?
Ah! Men! Stop them! Talia, we have to move on.
Payday.
Going to recreate a portal here and to destroy what is left of the enemies here on these barricades. The two demons are there. Let's increase this room. I might add more of these portals. And let's try this geyser.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Oh, Demon Prince is still here. Some tough unit. Prince of Hell. He's going to take care of them. Come back here and wait for other units. And let us move. And we still need more gold.
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein. Ice in its drink-loving Evil's armies had defeated Tristan's pathetic defenders. Evil's creatures were filled with jubilation, but the disembodied essence of Evil was not yet in the mood to celebrate, for Tristan himself had escaped and still had Talia with him. The lingering without physical form Evil pretended to sigh and once again took up pursuit.
And we finish mission number 3. Now if I just summoned the Prince of Hell and the rest of the units, I might destroy this barricade in the first attack. That doesn't matter. Let's continue on mission number 4 and the last in this gameplay demo.
The plains of Strotham. The absolute Evil continued its efforts to free Talia. The trail led it to the vicinity of the city of Strotham, which was once besieged by undead.
Sequences with me in a cage are being stretched out far too long here. Can't we talk this out somehow? Maybe rock, scissors, paper, like in the old days?
Huh. You know I always go for the good old rock. But speaking of stones, I will soon have all the stones of Finichu together. And then...
Nobody gives a damn about your stupid marbles, you dumbass.
While Talia was engrossed in an animated discussion with her stepbrother, the brain-eating Evil was already attempting a, more or less, fruitless attempt to free her.
Now we play as the undead.
Since undead simply resurrected somewhat later in the graveyard after their demise, an unsuccessful onslaught was no great tragedy. Admittedly, the creature-wasting Evil probably never took the loss of subordinates too tragically in the first place. But back to the subject at hand. Fortunately, there were ancient mausoleums in the vicinity, which were home to powerful undead and could provide a significant supply of reinforcements. The map-studying Evil eagerly took notes.
Ha! See that, Tristan? My armies will free me. Go on, you undead! Knock 'em down! Eat their brains! I don't know, just do something.
A temple with a sacrificial pit would need to be built before the merciless Evil's undead creatures could summon more minions. Quickly, the construction-obsessed Evil set about doing just that.
Let's see about the undead. Graveyard, Banshee, Bone Lord, Vampire Queen, Temple. My favorite units are the Horde units, but for now we only can play as the undead. One of your undead has died, it will now be dragged to its grave in the graveyard by a little snot and resurrected. If the creature has no grave, for instance, because there was not enough space in the graveyard to set one up, it is now lost forever. Undead choose a place in the graveyard and build their grave there. They also want to collect their wages on payday. If an undead dies, it slowly resurrects at its grave in the graveyard. If there is no grave available, the undead is lost forever. Okay, this is now same as the previous. Let's start expanding our dungeon. This is for the evilness. And we already have for the gold. we are going to build here for additional treasury room. Workshop, I think I'm going to place here. With 2 doors. Research additional doors. And for these chickens, like a chicken farm, I'm going to place that here. Workshop is going to be there. Treasury. About
It
the
seems your creatures
objectives.
don't even dare to leave the underground, Talia.
Well, after
But they are not
this,
safe there either. Forward, men! Destroy the dungeon in the underground!
now we must free Talia, build a sacrificial pit, and conquer the ancient burial chambers. Oh no, we must place it here. And start a new room.
It's payday.
I'm just going to connect this workshop. And I'm going to build like a way for the enemy to go here. Just to fill this in. Destroy this wall.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Let's build additional creatures. Oh lord. We don't have enough gold and we need to research. Sacrificial pit. Banshees are doing just fine. And now to close this way here. To expand workshop. And start building doors. For the efficiency of the rooms. And we have more gold here. Temple. The
One of the
temple.
undead creatures that had fallen in battle had gone to rest in the graveyard, only to rise again after some time had passed. The merciless evil was then able to send it back into battle.
We have a lot of place for crates. Now let's see about the temple. In the temple, level 3 and higher undead can satisfy their need for spirituality. generating a small amount of blight in the process. Anything can be thrown into the sacrificial build in the temple to generate more blight. Blight is needed for undead creatures to summon minions to their side. Dead heroes. Little snots will automatically carry dead heroes to the nearest graveyard. Let's expand graveyard. Efficiency 50. Oh, we forgot to place one here. Wait until your little snots have finished building the work unit. The sacrificial pit. Boxes. Hard-working little snots. Just to build it and all.
Payday!
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
You wait for the enemies here.
The sacrificial evil had a temple built complete with a sacrificial pit. The greedy-looking black maw with its dark void seemed to be eagerly awaiting offerings. Presumably, the evil spirits would reward each sacrifice with some soothing blight. The experimental evil set about testing this theorem.
Creating blight. Efficiency 100%. Nice. Just need to do more research. Next one is going to be for the traps to protect the entrance.
Oh! With a Wilhelm scream, a little snot disappeared into the depths of the sacrificial pit. This would provide the little snot-burning evil a bit of blight.
We pick up dead enemies. I think not.
It seemed as if the sacrificial pit would belch satedly were it not simply an inanimate object. The sacrificial evil had sacrificed enough things for the time being. It was time to go on the offensive.
Now for these traps we need more research. I'm going to place several traps here. and to build a treasure room.
Strengthened by the captured blight, one of the undead creatures was able to summon a minion to its side. The extravagant evil was satisfied to note that its undead were able to use blight and minions to maximize the number of creatures that could be used carelessly.
I think those are these minions. Summon Ghost. We are facing. I think this game should have a further zoom out. We can zoom in, but can't zoom out. Just to place a door here. These are enemies heading for the
Ding
dungeon.
dong! It's payday!
Yep, they're going to be revived. So we should not care that much if they die. Increase your creature maximum. That is going to be used for later. We need more gold and more evilness for the traps.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Let's use our banshees. let's move out again. Send more snokes to gather gold. Now we can attack the first camp. To build additional traps. And a door here. This camp is finished. And this is the graveyard. Research
Payday!
graveyard
Creatures are
level
collecting
2.
their pay.
Conquer the ancient barrier chambers. This we must conquer. Just to add a door here. Probably we dug this wall for the gold. Just for them to recover.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Traps are working just fine. We need 1,000 gold for Bullwood. And that warriors who have sold their souls for wealth, power, or even a full bag of unsucked candies. and who now face the forces of good as half-decayed corpses. Moon Lords fight with their totally oversized ice sword, which deals formidable damage to an enemy. This is going to be useful, like Undead Warrior.
The colourful clothes-wearing evil had discovered a dungeon gate in the underground. Apparently, this was one of the 3 lost burial chambers. All that was needed to benefit from it was to open the burial chamber, presumably with a few firm blows. Oh!
We still need more smartphones for the gold. Want to destroy this burial chamber. We have one more here and one more here.
The gruesome evil welcomed a Bone Lord into its ranks. Not only could this mighty swordsman both dish it out and take it, but could also summon skeletal mages as minions. This was apparently the final resting place of the legendary mercenary army, the Scallywag Ragtags. The pragmatic evil was bound to have an idea as to what it could do with the undead found there. The zombie-like evil had unleashed powerful undead forces. The use of these powers meant each of its undead creatures could both move faster and summon an additional minion to its side. Each additional burial chamber would provide one additional minion.
We're going to need more traps here. Now this is a Bone Lord. Quite good unit. And nice looking. We have graves. I think we have.
Undead forces roamed the land. Additional minions now stood available.
Still more enemies are coming.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
This is a long way to get to Tallinn. We need more gold to make faster snortlings.
One of your creatures has died.
And now they're moving faster. Little snots can now quarry stone. I think this is what is. Like black stone, we are going to see that. Just to build more tiles for the treasure here. And to build a door. And start moving with our creatures. Up here to the north.
Powerful undead forces allowed additional minions to rise from their graves.
No snots can't take this. Little snots cannot quarry stone. I don't know what is the meaning of that. What can they do with this new ability? Well, I guess we're going to find out. If not now, when the game comes out. To dig this gold. So here and here. And more gold over here. I'm just going to make a huge treasure room down there. Let them take all of this. Let's see how do we fare here.
The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces. Additional minions rose. One of your creatures has bit the dust. Ding dong! It's payday!
Got more research. Just to finish that dungeon, to unlock these rooms and to wait for these
Enemies
units
are in the dungeon.
to be resurrected. We have traps for them. But But I also need research to unlock other units. I forgot on that.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
And we are going to have a lot of gold here. Just to complete this room. To complete these thrashers. Just in case. To add some more traps here. Send these 3 banshees with minions forward. Until I unlock additional units. This room is completed. This is strong enemy camp, and they are spawning units to get in the dungeon. Only 2 remains to be 100% efficiency.
Powerful undead forces allowed additional minions to rise from their graves.
But I don't think we have any minions remaining.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay. A gold vein has been mined out.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Some of these thrashers I'm going to build later, because we are going to need gold now. And I'm also going to need graveyard level 2. Yup. Research graveyard level 2, research vampire queen. Banshees also need to recover. Traps are doing great job at keeping the enemy at bay.
Oh,
And now when we are done with the traps and building the dungeon, we can start attacking again to get some evilness and to build new units. We are just going to avoid this building, this cannon tower.
The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces. Additional minions rose.
This probably only works inside the dungeon. Let's see about the research. 200 for that, 50 for that. And now next level, level 3. The dungeon heart has an armor of 50 as long as there are creatures in the throne room. Nice addition. Nice addition for the dungeon heart. More snots on the gold. Lock this door for them to work. Well, we didn't destroy this one. Now to add the thrashers and to add 3 saws here.
payday.
And here just in case, since we are probably going to have additional entrances to the dungeon.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
A gold vein has been mined out.
Crystal keeps the enemy at bay here. And to send them to attack again, since we are going to need more evilness.
In fact, the sacrificial pit was a very versatile contemporary. Pretty much everything could be thrown in there.
This has less than half health remaining. We rebuild this great donut and added 2 more. I'm going to add more slots to mine for gold. Nice, so much evilness. Let's destroy this ballista tower.
Ding dong, it's payday. Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
let's start researching. Now we can unlock Bonelord. Banshee. Level 2. Increase the duration on screen by 3. Next level for Bonelord. Increase the Bonelord's armor by 1. First I'm going to unlock Treasury level 3. Increase the room efficiency by 50.
Enemies are in the dungeon. Undead forces roamed the land. Additional minions now stood available.
They are trying to steal our gold. But here I cannot build traps.
Your army has just decreased in size due to death.
Just need to wait for them to respawn. This is the dwarf riding goat. Come on, he defeated this Bonelord. I think orcs are better at defending dungeon than these undead.
One of your creatures has died.
Now we are just going to wait to get more gold and build additional creatures, then to rush these burial chambers and free Talia.
There are enemies in your dungeon. We can start attacking again to get to this chamber. Let them take this gold here.
The poking around evil had discovered another burial chamber.
And now to take care of the other group. We didn't suffer any casualties.
One of your rooms is being destroyed. This tomb was dedicated to the archers of the Scallywag Ragtags. Legend has it that they could miss a barn door even at 10 meters. Their corpses would certainly be put to good use by the self-sacrificing evil. The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces. Additional minions rose.
I'm going to close this way here so that the enemy can enter the workshop.
Your
And
enemies are in the dungeon.
we might place additional traps.
Payday! Creatures are collecting their pay.
Your throne room is under attack.
Let's defend the dungeon hut. And now to send our creatures on this enemy camp. Not to forget about treasure room. We are getting closer to Talia.
Your little snots have completely mined out a gold vein.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
We are going to continue moving with this group to see if we can attack one or two groups of the enemy. Let's just recruit some more units. We can attack these peasants. Can we? Yes, we can.
Your gold vein is nearly exhausted.
And to destroy this tower. To fill this one here. Take this evilness. No, we are going to retreat.
A gold vein has been mined out.
Vampire Queen we are going to research next, and Graveyard level 3. And now time to expand the dungeon. I think this is stone. The Snot's ability to dig stone. And only Graveyard level 3 remains to be researched. Let's Let's create a room out here and continue digging.
Ding dong! It's payday!
Find additional mine here.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
We can start moving and attack this enemy camp here. Now this is nice. We found gemstone. This wasn't in the previous edition of the game. In the previous game. This is nice addition. Well, the enemies are getting wrecked. We can move to attack this camp now. We need more evilness. Research graveyard level 3 to destroy the enemy camp. And to destroy this tower next. And we finally completed all the researches in this mission. Only one thing remains. To free Talia and to get to the barrier chamber.
The achievement Accumulating Evil had now discovered the third burial chamber as well. The remains found here were those of the alchemists of the Scallywag Ragtags, who considered arsenic to be a refreshing mouth gel. These corpses would prove perfect vessels for mindless zombies.
Time to build additional traps.
Ding dong! It's payday!
And to move to get Talia.
My armies are getting closer, little brother. Want to go ahead and pick out a nice tombstone? Not that you'll need it when I put your head on a spear.
We do not need to further elaborate on your misdeeds, sister. My armies are not yet defeated, and the hero's courage is unbroken.
The courage may be unbroken, but the spine.
Now we are caught between two groups. I don't know from where this one came. Well, doesn't matter, we're just going to buy additional creatures. And that's all. Well, time to run away.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
We're going to take care of them. And now to start moving again. We might send our little snots to dig here. They can find more gold, but I don't think so.
Ha! The vile stench of the undead is still coming ever closer. Forward, faithful! Destroy that vermin!
Problems, brother mine? Is that the sweat of fear I can see on your brow? This reminds me of when you were going to ask Chelsea Chubby Cheeks to prom.
That's not the point here.
And she dumped you because she wanted to take her dog for a walk instead.
Undead forces roamed the land. Additional minions now stood available.
Okay, now minions also can appear in the overworld. I'm going to retreat.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
To save these units. And yep, only one more push and we are going to get Talia. But we need units to rest. This is from this camp that I didn't destroy.
One of your creatures has died.
I'm going to take care of this camp and to later get to Talia. This is taking longer than I expected, but we are getting close to finish this level. Let me destroy these crates. the enemy camps are destroyed.
Payday!
Now to return and to get to Talia. Let's take this gold here. Just to dig it up. I'm going to send the units to attack the enemy, and for this the traps are going to be more than enough.
Your enemies are in the dungeon.
Ha! There, I see my subjects, brave creatures, already appearing on the horizon. Once they get their hands on you, that summer camp will seem like a lovely vacation compared to that.
Ha! My men will stop that vermin. My brothers! In your eyes, I see the same fear that would lead me.
What? That same old crap again? Good grief. Can't you just steal something else? Maybe you should follow Ned Stark's example a little more. That would be a blessing for everyone involved.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
The resurrected evil unleashed its accelerating undead forces. Additional minions rose.
And we are doing it.
Free! Free
We
at
freed
last!
Talia.
Come on! Let's beat them! Fry them up! Smear them on our toast!
The sovereign evil had freed Talia from the clutches of her stepbrother. Pity, really. I found it quite pleasant not to have someone constantly interrupting me.
I will ignore your insolence for now. But only because I have to deal with that damned Tristan. The step in Stepbrother is going to be an architectural statement when I'm done with him.
Lost in her rant, Talia had missed the fact that her stepbrother Tristan had meanwhile made a run for it.
What? That cowardly, dishonest, disgusting!
And we done it. It took us a lot of time, but we finished this level. Thank you for watching, and as you can see, this is going to be a good game, working the same way as the previous dungeon. This narrator and cutscenes are a bit longer and can be annoying at a time, but gameplay is good, as in previous dungeon game. See you boys in a new video in a new game. Bye bye.
demise only one cutscene earlier. But the disembodied essence of the irritated evil was restless due to its lack of physical form. It needed help finding a new body. In such cases, less competent personnel were also called upon. Talia was extremely grateful to have been freed from the cage after 3 long missions. Finding a new body for the absolute evil seemed a small price to pay. High up on the 4th highest peak in the world, Mount Snotmore, resided the venerable Council of Little Snots. These wise beings were the ones who would know what would constitute a new, adequate vessel for the absolute evil. All Talia had to do was reach the peak. A trifle, really, but unfortunately, her stupid stepbrother and his oversized army stood between her and her goal. Otherwise, however, it would have been so easy that even a group of gluttonous hobbits could have managed it. Would Talia succeed in reaching the peak? Would the absolute evil seize control of the world once again? How would Tristan and Talia's rivalry play out? Learn all this in the full version of Dungeons 4. Or I could just tell you all the juicy details now. So, let's get started. So, first off,